You have 2 new messages.
I got some ram raid work for you. Should keep you real busy. It's gonna be real disco. Call me soon, man. Listen, got this real superfly car needs delivering. This baby's got the kind of groove injection horsepower that'll make you drool like you just spent 6 months in quarantine. Needs to get to an associate of ours before 7. See, he's got a job lined up for her already. So looks like it's gonna be tight. And it ain't gonna be no good to him if you get it there wrecked. Man, this baby's gotta look like it just rolled out of the factory. Man, he don't want to even know anyone looked at the bitch, let alone touch the leather. Get here real soon, or some other cat's gonna get the job. I got some... Yo!
It's me.
Yo, dude! You were cutting it real fine. Here's what's going down. I got some problems with this businessman. He thinks he don't need to pay protection no more. We're gonna have to explain to him again. He don't capiche too good, see? Well, he's got himself a chain of restaurants in town. So I kind of promised him we'd pay a visit on every one of his places by the end of the afternoon. Drive through the front of every single one. That don't give you a whole lot of time, but you just get it done. You clear?
Welcome to the episode where we're going to be doing some weird shit. In this mission we need to destroy 5 different restaurants within a time limit. When we smash through the restaurant and break tables and stuff, we get a few extra seconds, but not too many. Now, something virtually every walkthrough has told me in video playthrough is that it's impossible to avoid the cops while you do this. Just don't worry about them and smash everything anyway. I don't think that's true. In spite of what you may think, there's actually plenty of time to hit all 5 restaurants and still avoid the cops. Well, at least for the first 3 or so restaurants. After that, you need to put the pedal to the metal, and you're gonna probably get caught. It depends where the cops spawn at. But for the first 3 restaurants, you can avoid the cops easy and still have plenty of time. And don't worry, the mission automatically ends after you smash up the final restaurant. You don't have to go back to your place without tail or anything. The mission just auto-finishes. Something I've noticed about the Driver series is that, and this is probably unintentional, there are several times where it's mentioned that you're late applying for a job, or calling someone for a job, or showing up to the job. And I wonder exactly why this is, because it's not like Tanner is doing anything else but this. I mean, he didn't really have an excuse to wait as long as possible today to call that guy. Unless all of this has been happening in a couple days so far and he hasn't slept at all, I suppose that could be the case. I'm thinking way too much about this. The story of Driver is good, but it's not that complex. They didn't think about stuff like that. Alright, so now we really need to speed things up. The cops don't change this mission all that much. It's a lot more difficult if you have them chasing you the whole mission. But for the last half, nah, not really. The worst thing that can happen is you getting trapped in one of the restaurants by a cop car. But if you've been avoiding the cops up till this point, you should have more than enough health to back out regardless of whether they're there. Actually a really easy mission, all things considered, especially compared to what we're going to be doing in the next location. I couldn't actually find much information about this game's difficulty on the internet. It was somewhat infamous when it came out for being difficult, among players at least. But as for the undercover mode, not many people were talking about it, and I always wondered if that's because nobody really made it past the tutorial. Because this game is really hard. Even if you do love driving games, it's pretty difficult. Of course, if you didn't lose so much, it would be a very short game. So that might be a reason for the intense difficulty. I just decided the best course of action there would be to get rid of them.
Listen, a shipment of Kalashnikovs is coming in tonight. I need you to meet it and get the hardware out of there before the cops get their noses in.
Welcome to the hardest mission in Miami, which I'm going to make look like an absolute joke just to show off, and for no other reason, really. So we have to make it all the way to the harbor, pick up a shipment, and make it all the way back here. That's a long way to drive, and you'll probably die before you get there and back. You have a relatively strict time limit to get to the harbor. It's not that strict, though. And the time limit probably ensures that you're going to get caught by the cops on the way. At least you'd think so. But it's actually possible to make it all the way to the harbor without getting caught, even considering the time limit. And that's exactly what I plan to do. In fact, I plan to go through this entire mission without getting caught once. You have enough time to slow down if the cops are in the road right in front of you. If they take too long to get out of the way, just back up a little until they disappear from the render distance. Because obviously when the game can no longer render them, they're not following you anymore because they popped out of existence. Now, it would be theoretically possible to finish this mission without even getting any felony meter, if the game didn't pull something when we actually get to the harbor, which you'll see shortly. Welcome back to the harbor. Unlike last time, our objective is on the right side, but we don't have to go through quite a maze to get to it this time. It's pretty straightforward where you should go, just look for the obvious openings and take them. 41 seconds may not seem like a lot, but if you make it into the harbor with even 20 or 30 seconds remaining, you can probably still make it. So when you do grab the goods, the game automatically gives you a small amount of the felony meter to make the cops easier to find you. To make it easier for the cops to find you, I mean. And it auto-places a cop at the entrance of the harbor, which is the only exit also. You'll see, yeah, there it is. This is one of the few times that a game places a cop in a specific spot, but that cop will always appear there at the entrance of the harbor. This is to make it impossible for you to get to the exit without being caught. Or at least that's the idea. But you can just cut right across the middle here if you time it perfectly, without ever getting seen. And after that, you might notice there's no time limit for the drive back, so we can take things as slow as we want to avoid getting caught. Our felony meter is really tiny, and it actually shrinks more and more the longer we stay away from the cops. So yes, it is possible to get through this entire mission without being detected once, even considering the time limit. And even considering they auto-generate a bit of the felony meter and place a cop near the entrance of the harbor for you, you can still make it through without getting caught once. But the drive back's going to be really slow, so I'm going to speed that up for you. Oh, one quick note. The felony meter is actually separate entirely from being caught. It makes it easier for you to get caught if you have the high felony meter. But you can commit a felony and have your felony meter go up just by doing something illegal near a cop. They don't have to see you, but it goes up anyway.